guys, it's Melanie. Happy New Year. I am so excited to be sharing this week and hopefully month full of meal plans with you, because I don't know about you, but for me, I spend so much time meal planning, deciding what we're going to eat, making the grocery lists. Half the time I forget what I'm actually going to make and end up making something else. So I'm really excited about this. I'm excited to share this with you. I hope that maybe if your goal is to eat at home more this year, that maybe that will help you. Today we are going to do a Dutch oven roasted chicken and potatoes. I really like to do a Sunday dinner with my family. It's nice if we can eat it, you know, at like 1, 2 o'clock, and then just like everybody fend for themselves at actual supper time. Sometimes that doesn't happen, especially during football season when we're watching football, but sometimes it happens, and sometimes we'll do it later in the evening. So I'm probably going to post this one a little bit earlier in case you guys want to have a big Sunday dinner with your family. I love to roast a chicken because it's really pretty easy. Sometimes it takes a while, but it's something easy, and what we're going to do this week is we're going to use some of our chicken for tonight's dinner, and then we're going to save a little bit for a recipe later in the week so that it makes life a little bit easier on us. So I have my enameled cast iron Dutch oven preheating in the oven. That's going to help our potatoes and everything get nice and crispy and caramelized and delicious. So I have 2 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes, and I'm just going to cut these up into bite-sized pieces. I am using our coated Santoku knife. I love this blue, it's really cute. This knife is really great. It's got these little indents so that your food doesn't stick to it as much. This is a really great knife to have in your kitchen. I always say that the chef's knife is my #1 knife because it's big enough that if you're cutting up, say, a butternut squash or zucchini or something, that you can get the length on that. But this is a great knife to have as a secondary knife. I'm going to cut around this little yucky spot. This knife, and I'd say the utility knife, would probably be tied for second place as far as what I think you need to have in your kitchen. It's great for all those smaller jobs. Can really get in there. I am just cutting these up into bite-sized pieces. This recipe is so good. These potatoes turn out so amazing. You could honestly probably mash them up and they would be excellent mashed potatoes, but you don't need to do that. They are just melt in your mouth delicious when they come out because they're going to cook underneath the chicken, and they're going to soak up all that flavor. Oh, they're so good. I'm very excited for this dinner. So again, I was just really inspired trying to listen to what people were wanting and what would help everyone out. And I just thought, you know, a lot of people want to cook at home more. I mean, whether you're trying to be healthy or just generally cooking at home more, and I know people are cooking at home more anyway, so I thought, you know, I spend so much time doing my meal prepping, I may as well share it with people. And, you know, I cook meals for my family. We are a busy family. I got 3 little girls. We're always running around like crazy. So to me, getting stuff on the table quickly and easily is very important, but I also want to do as much homemade as I can because, you know, I want to make sure that my kids are getting the best ingredients that they can. So I'm hoping to share that with you. I'm really excited about it. Almost done with these potatoes. There's a lot of potatoes. There we go. And I am just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil in there. The recipe says amount, but you'll find that I don't measure a whole lot when I'm cooking. I use my hands, and it's just how I do it. But if you're a recipe person, definitely follow the recipe the first couple times and you'll get the hang of it. And you can season this up however you want. I'm going to go a little bit different from the recipe because I actually found out that there were some things that I didn't have. So I am going to use some seasoning salt. And in the recipe it calls for, I think, half a teaspoon of regular salt. So I'm just going to use some seasoning salt and garlic. I do actually have garlic, so I'm going to grab that. Forgot to get that one out. We'll just start with this. All right. And we're going to do 2 cloves of garlic pressed. Ooh, that's a really big one. So try. Yeah, that'll be okay. So just put it in there. And you guys know the little garlic tool. Mine looks different because actually this is like an older version. I've had this thing forever. But the little handle, the arm on the tool, you use to just brush your garlic off. And then, oh, mine all actually came out. You can also use it to pull the garlic out, but mine all came out. So we're gonna do that. There we go, another one. Oh, it smells good already. I love garlic. See, that's stuck in there, so we're just gonna use it to fish it out. Oh, and I pulled it into my bowl. All right, let me get that. A little bit of a stir. Toss the potatoes around. Make sure they all get coated with the seasoning salt deliciousness. All right. And move this to the side. Clean up a little bit. All right, now we have our chicken. I have already rinsed our chicken and patted it dry. That's a very important thing when you are doing a whole bird, is or anything with when you are using the chicken skin, is you want to make sure it's patted dry. That's what's going to get you the crispy skin. We are going to bake it inside the Dutch oven, covered for a while, and it's going to contain all the juices and drip down on it. But then once it's done, we're going to open it up, and we don't want to have the to brown the skin. We don't want to have the extra moisture in there. So I'm going to do it a little bit differently today. I didn't have a lemon, which is said to put in there, or put in the cavity with your garlic. So I'm actually going to use lemon pepper because I just think that lemon pepper chicken sounds really good. So I'm going to use a little bit of olive oil, drizzle it over the top. I'm going to rub this all around. And I'm going to rub this rub the lemon pepper all over our chicken. I'm going to get some on the skin, and I'm going to get some underneath the skin as well. And then I'm going to wash my hands really, really good because you want to make sure you're washing your hands good when you're using chicken. And another way that I'm going to differ from the recipe is somehow I managed to never have cooking twine. I don't know that if I've ever actually bought cooking twine, which is kind of crazy because I feel like I have a lot of recipes that call to use it. So I always find ways around it. When it comes to roasting a chicken, the recipe says to cut off the wing tips. I actually fold those back and tuck them into the skin. Excuse me. And then I will show you what I do with the legs as well, is that I take a paring knife. This one's a little bit smaller, so I make a little hole or a little slit, and then I gotta put my garlic in first. The rest of that clove of garlic, I'm gonna cut it in half and tuck it inside the cavity. And if you have your lemon, stick it in there too. But I take a little slit and I stick my chicken leg right through that little slit. And I'm gonna do it here on the other side as well. And that's going to hold your legs closed and keep everything inside that cavity. Maybe. This one's being difficult. Alright. And the same thing, we take our wings, and actually I'm not going to do any slits, I'm just going to fold my wingtip back. So my chicken has got her hands behind her head, and that's going to keep those wings nice and tucked in. Wash my hands really good. You can count, make sure I'm doing it for 20 seconds. All right. Move a little bit of this stuff out of the way so you can see what I am doing. All right, so I have my Dutch oven, like I said, in the oven preheating, and it's not quite 450 yet, but I'll go ahead and pull it out and get it started. Excuse me. Okay, pull out my Dutch oven, and I love this thing, this beautiful enameled cast iron. When we first got our cast iron, the non-enameled, I was kind of terrified of it because I had never cooked with cast iron, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so much work. Once I got it out finally, it took me a little bit, I really loved using it. It's a lot easier than I thought. It's just a matter of learning how to use it. So then we come out with the enameled cast iron, and I'm like, oh great, something new to learn. But let me tell you, you're getting all the benefits of the cast iron, like the great sear, the caramelization. I love the casserole dishes. Just wonderful for every kind of casserole you can ever imagine. But they're so easy to clean too. You can put a little soapy water in there. That's what I'll do with this tonight. I'll do that before I go to bed after I clean up. And I'll wake up in the morning and it'll all rinse out. And I'll just scrub it a little bit. If something's really stuck on there, you can use our pan scrapers. Those are awesome, but I've never really had to do that with these. So I love this thing. I've never really owned a really awesome Dutch oven like this, so it's very cool. And this one in particular has these little nubbins on the top. I don't know what they're really called, but they're little dots. And all of the moisture that collects on top and the steam that rises up collects on those, and then it rains down on your food. So it's amazing. So we're gonna put our potatoes in there, and it's sizzling a little bit. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it's sizzling as those potatoes hit. And then I'm going to just lay our chicken right on the top. Nestle it down in there. Wash my hands again. And put these back on because this lid is hot. Don't make that mistake. I've done that before. All right, I'm gonna put the lid on, stick it back in the oven. And set this timer for 45 minutes. And while that's going on, I'm going to clean up this. I'm going to put together a quick Caesar salad. I'm just going to use, in your grocery list, I had you get the 3-pack of the Hearts of Romaine. So I'm just going to cut up one of those, toss it with some Caesar dressing. If you have croutons, I'm going to put a little shaved Parmesan on the top because we like to do that. And so I'll come back here and show you when I pull this out of the oven. 45 minutes, I'm going to pull the lid off and bake it for another 15 to 20. Hey, I'm back. My chicken roasted for 45 minutes with the lid on. I pulled off the lid and it's been in there for about another 20 minutes. So I'm going to pull it out. And look at how yummy that looks. And this thing is hot, hot, hot. So make sure to use your little oven mitts. I'm going to use our instant read thermometer just to make sure that our chicken is cooked all the way through. I love this thing. It really is instant. So you stick it in the thickest part of the breast, and I'm paranoid, so I'm going to stick it in a bunch of different places. And make sure that it reads 165. There we go. I'll stick it in here too, just to make sure. Like I said, I'm paranoid. I just do a bunch of different places, but it reads real quick. And that's all, guys. I am going to serve this with a salad, and it's going to be a nice complete meal. And I will post a video on actually how to carve a turkey, which is very similar. I'm not going to show you me carving it because it's kind of hilarious, but it's not that hard. You can do it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Enjoy your chicken. Bye-bye.